and you get citrulline as a byproduct. Part of this NO diffuses into the lumen of the blood vessel, it interacts with platelets, monocytes, neutrophils, prevents vascular inflammation. But part of it diffuses into this underlying smooth muscle where it activates an enzyme called guanylyl cyclase. Guanylyl cyclase takes GTP and converts it into cyclic GMP. Cyclic GMP is the second estrogen through a calcium-dependent mechanism causes smooth muscle relaxation. And that's what's responsible for reduction in blood pressure and increase in oxygen nutrient delivery downstream tissue. This is also the site of action of drugs like Viagra, so PD-5 inhibitors for erectile dysfunction. And so we know that these drugs have been on the market for about 14, 15 years, that they only work in about 50% of the men in which they're prescribed. Because you had a drug that does about $8 to $10 billion a year and it's only effective with 50% of the men. The reason that it only works in 50% of the people is that you have to have some low level of nitric oxide produced in the endothelium to create an accumulation of cyclic GMP. So if there's no cyclic GMP that can accumulate, there's no substrate for these drugs to work on. It also tells us that the etiology of erectile dysfunction is insufficient nitric oxide production at the level of the vascular endothelium. So that's been the subject of my work for the past 15 years, is how do we fix this? Because if we figure out how to fix that single reaction to make nitric oxide in the endothelial cells, everything else will take care of itself. This just shows you, this was a slide I took from the Nobel website, that if you have patients with advanced coronary disease, when you give a nitric oxide